Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well, hope you're all doing great, absolutely fantastic even, and that you're all having a great day. Don't forget to subscribe. Brand new video every 24 hours, every single day. Since 2016. I know it's crazy every time I think about it as well. And without any further ado, let's jump right into it. I stick by my theory, and I think I will probably be unmovable on this. Something really weird is happening. Something is actually taking place. And I mean, if we can give it a name, I would assume it has to be the entire U.S. debt crisis, money, U.S. dollar no longer being the reserve currency kind of thing. Because I think otherwise it would just actually be insanity. I promise you'll understand very, very soon. The way that everything has been going, all the news that we've been receiving, if you missed any of the last 2 months, legitimately 2 months worth of videos, a lot of CEOs from every single corner of the world, every economist. We have heard from Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, a multitude of times about this. We've heard from Changpeng Zhao. We've heard from the CEO of Coinbase, was also relatively recent. Everyone saying the U.S. debt is way too high. They're also all chiming in that apparently Bitcoin is the answer to these woes. All of them. That's also been the other really weird part. The first part is watching the world reserve currency slip into oblivion at a rapid pace. The second part has someone just sent $23 million worth of Bitcoin. Jeez Louise. The other part basically being is that everyone, normally we'd have a lot of people being like, okay, let's shift into bonds. Let's shift into equities. Let's shift our money into this. Nope. It's all been about Bitcoin. On top of that, we have had nearly daily new companies announcing that they're going to also be getting into Bitcoin. They've been talking to Michael Saylor. They're convinced they're going to be buying $80 million, $300 million. We just heard one recently, two. One of them said they're going to be buying $500 million. The other one said they're starting with $100 million, and they're going to be moving into $1 billion worth of Bitcoin on their balance sheets. Then you have the companies like Metaplanet. Metaplanet has been around. It feels like almost an eternity at this point. But I think it's been for the better half of a year, somewhere around there. Metaplanet announced they were getting into Bitcoin. They wanted, I believe it was 100 Bitcoin. And then they said 1,000 Bitcoin. And then we heard, what was it? Oh, yeah, there we go. Then Metaplanet, I think earlier this year, said that they wanted 10,000 Bitcoin. And then they shifted that into next year. They want 21,000 Bitcoin. Now, hear me out here. It's the same exact thing with MicroStrategy announcing that they had 200,000 Bitcoin and now they want 1 million. They've accumulated almost 400, 500,000, which is a lot. 400 to 500,000 Bitcoin in the span of around 6 or so months. These accumulation levels aren't normal. That's what I said, something's going on. These aren't normal. I assume if we are getting doom and gloom news about the US dollar and this is going to happen and this is going to falter and there's going to be a problem here, these people must really have some other kind of information that you and I just have not yet received, and maybe we are not scared enough. I'm not even remotely joking. You remember the numbers that I just told you? I just told you a bunch of numbers. Metaplanet's goal next year was to purchase 21,000 Bitcoin. That in and of itself is already a huge amount of Bitcoin. Metaplanet is in the news again. The Tokyo-listed firm now positioning itself as a Bitcoin treasury company. Metaplanet previously was raising $5 million. Listen to these numbers. $5 million to buy up some Bitcoin. They were raising $3.4 million to buy up some Bitcoin. I think the largest number that we ever heard previously from Metaplanet was, I think, around like 40 or 50 million US. Like that was like, whoa, these guys are serious. And that was when they purchased a huge amount of Bitcoin to get to the number 8,888, symbolizing wealth and eternity and yada, 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 yada. After them announcing that they were going to raise $3 million, $7 million, $50 million, Metaplanet is now going to try to raise $5.4 billion US dollars to buy more Bitcoin. Do you see the jump there? Do you see how it gets a little weird? Do you see everything that I said at the start of the video? I was like, something's up. You might believe in an asset. You might say, I want to invest in property. I have a cool million. I'm going to buy some places. To go from, actually, you know what? I'm going to take out a loan for $700 million is a gigantic jump. That's a huge leap. I understand that these companies, upon announcing and showing that they're purchasing Bitcoin, people become quite bullish on them and their stock price goes up. Going from $50 million to $5.4 billion, you are telling us that something like behind the scenes, somebody whispered in your ear that like a collapse is imminent. They're trying to raise $5.4 billion in equity in an equity raise to buy more Bitcoin, continuing their plan to build one of the world's largest corporate Bitcoin stashes. On the 6th of June, Metaplanet announced they would be raising $5.4 billion through the issuance of what they're calling a 555 million shares plan in moving strike warrants, Japan's version of the at-market equity facility. According to the company, this marks the largest ever, I'm certain, because Japan is actually quite conservative monetarily. A lot of people don't know that. Japan is very like, wait and see, don't move anything, don't push the button. Okay, everyone move it a little bit that way, stop. Like they're very conservative fiscally. The largest ever issuance of stock warrants in Japan, and the first time moving strike warrants have been sold at or above the current share price in the nation. They said, and I quote, "Thrilled to announce Asia's largest ever equity raise to buy Bitcoin again. This time, this is crazy, $5.4 billion to accelerate our Bitcoin strategy," he said on a post on Twitter. You get that this is weird, right? Like this isn't a normal thing for any company to do. Even what MicroStrategy does, I think we are desensitized and that like, oh, cool. This is just what MicroStrategy does. Oh, I forgot to mention for those of you not looking at the screen, their new target is that they want 210,000 Bitcoin. Right. So in a year and a half, and I mean that both ways, they went from wanting 1,000 to 10,000 to 21,000. And in the next year and a half from this moment, they want in total 210,000 Bitcoin. You cannot sit there and tell me that something isn't weird here. Like what demons are they fighting against that we just don't understand or know about? Think about it. What would make this company who came out of nowhere announcing, yeah, $1 million, $3 million, 14, yeah, I know it's a lot of Bitcoin, to go to 5.4 billion? What's making these other 19 companies pop up out of nowhere talking about, yeah, we're also going to buy $1 billion worth of Bitcoin? Not gold, not real estate, not some other cash producing asset, but Bitcoin specifically. So I think something is like actually amiss. Like I think something is like going, like I think when we keep getting this news from all these CEOs and this person and this is gonna happen and that, I feel like something weird is coming or happening, or something's gonna take place that we are just simply not aware of in some form or fashion. So yeah, this is incredibly weird news. I know a lot of people don't think so. A lot of my investor friends, they definitely they're taking notice because this is a bit intense. You can't have stuff like this. I forgot what the number was. I want to say 1537. It's some weird number. Someone just posted on Twitter that apparently there's a wallet address who for some reason keeps accumulating, I think it's 1,537 Bitcoin over and over and over and over. So they're like multiple wallet addresses from that person, all accumulating that exact same number inside of it over and over and over. What's happening? What in the world is going on? So yeah, this is odd, and don't think that it's not. We're going to keep hearing about more companies who are popping up, but this has definitely told me that I think that the problem that fiat currencies are having in the debt situation, I think it might be far worse than we could ever actually conceptualize, because this rush to buy as much Bitcoin as possible is kind of like, is like playing with your cards, showing completely while you're also reaching out to grab as many like chips as you can. Like it's kind of a That's the Metaplanet news. Let's see how much weirder it gets. And yeah, let's move on. I thought this news was monumental. I think maybe other people missed it or didn't get it. We are really close. I don't have an exact time frame for you, but I think we're very close to actually seeing like passive income like across the entire board within the cryptocurrency space. I predicted in January that around December this would probably be full blown. My idea was simply for Bitcoin. But apparently everyone else has very different ideas for all of this. Apparently Coinbase is going to be rolling out a wrapped XRP and a wrapped Dogecoin on Base. In the simplest terms, the idea basically means that you would be able to use the value of said coin on a DeFi protocol. Basically meaning, on Ethereum, you have tons of DeFi protocols. You are able to lock your Ether inside of a protocol and it does DeFi things. And then you get a guaranteed yearly 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 15% return on the coin that you put inside there without actually having to sell said coin. I've believed for a while that this was going to take off. And I mean like really. If the entire premise or narrative is buy a coin and hold on to it, its price is going to go up in the future. When you sprinkle on top, buy it, hold on to it, and stake it, and you begin to receive extra money from it. Like the idea being, if you believe that XRP is at $2 and it's going to go to $7, basically along the way as you're holding it, not only are you getting richer in the coin, tripling in price, but you're also getting like the extra DeFi money along the way for doing nothing. If you believe that at some point XRP is going to $15, well, guess what? Along the way, on the ride up, you're also making more money. So not only are you becoming richer just by holding that coin, you're also locking it into a protocol that you can take your money out of at any time. The coins are still yours while you're making passive income. Like, this was only exclusive to like staking chains. It was available for Solana and Cardano and Ethereum. But this is why you heard and have been hearing from the creator of Cardano, Charles Hoskinson. He's trying to get XRP on top of the Cardano blockchain. He's trying to get the Ripple stablecoin on top of the Cardano blockchain. He's trying to create interoperability between Bitcoin and the Cardano blockchain so that you can essentially also wrap your coins onto Cardano and make passive income essentially forever. As far as like long-term growth, this is what like rich people have been asking and also waiting for. If the conviction is there that Bitcoin is going to $7 million and you can lock up, maybe Bitcoin goes there in 10, 15 years. Well, basically, you'll be able to lock up your coins on Coinbase. As the price keeps going up, you are making passive income from doing absolutely nothing with that coin while you become richer. This is why we've been going over and over. Why do you think all these rich people are getting into it right now? Why do you think there's such like a demand to buy as many of these coins as possible? If we found out about staking and these wrapped coins that could work with DeFi, these wealthy people have known about it for a while. Why do you think all the ETF issuers in the United States are desperately trying to get staking added to their ETFs? It's literally this idea of perpetual passive income forever for doing absolutely nothing as long as these chains exist. If you get into a coin and at some point it makes you $1 million and you are getting a 7% return, you are getting $70,000 yearly for doing nothing more than owning that coin without having to sell it. It's a crazy proposition. And here we are. Coinbase is rolling out a wrapped XRP and Dogecoin on their blockchain called Base for DeFi access. Crypto traders holding XRP and Dogecoin can now access decentralized finance opportunities on Base, Coinbase Global's Layer 2 blockchain solution, through newly wrapped versions of the assets. The Nasdaq-listed Coinbase announced on Wednesday that its Coinbase XRP and Coinbase Doge, they're called CBXRP and CB Doge tokens, are live on the Layer 2 blockchain called Base. These ERC20 tokens are backed 1-to-1 by native XRP and Doge held securely. And do you understand, guys? This is crazy. This is free money for doing nothing. Remember when we were going over this was maybe half a year ago, all this Ethereum was leaving crypto exchanges. If you missed the newest news, the amount of Ether on crypto exchanges hasn't been this low since 2015, 2016. The only way to make new Ether is by buying and holding Ether and staking it. If Ethereum goes to $100,000 in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years, you are only getting richer while you are creating more money from doing absolutely nothing. I haven't, and I won't lie to you, I'm going to check. First of all, not affiliated. I have no affiliation with Coinbase whatsoever. I'm going to check and see what their what the returns are, like the yearly returns on this. I mean, really, like, this is going to change the way that finance completely works. You are able to, remember I told you this was sometime last year. I had a lot of friends in crypto who are still there, but we were discussing the actual prospect of crypto and real estate. And one of my friends who was thinking about buying a couple places, he was like, it's weird to think about, because he went through the numbers and he said, you have to buy the place, you have to find a tenant, you have to maintain it, you have to make sure that they're not crazy and destroy the property. They don't have any this and that, so and so and so. And then at some point at the end of their lease that they actually end up leaving, And he said he went through the numbers, and for crypto and a lot of like the other staking coins, he was like, you just buy them and hold them. You literally just make passive income from it. So he actually ended up foregoing one property, but this is how it starts. This is how you create hyper Bitcoinization and hypo cryptorization. I don't know what word that would be there, but this is how you do it. It's literally investors going, I don't know, I'm not really into the idea of that. Let me not raise $5.4 billion and put it into gold. Let me put it into crypto. This is literally how you how this wealth creation continues. They're backed one by XRP and Doge, held securely in custody by Coinbase. For every CBXRP and CBDOGE in circulation, an equivalent amount of the underlying asset is held by the exchange. Here's the tweet for it right here. I'm going to look after because I have to tell some of my friends about this as well. Like, I can't and will never tell you what to do with your money, but please get on board. Please, like, dig deep, look further into yourself and have these conversations with yourself as to, like, if crypto is right for you. If all of this works out, if all of this takes off, this is the brand new way to make money for doing absolutely nothing. You want to talk about generational wealth? You want to talk about retiring early? Like, this is it. I don't know what the returns are going to be, but listen, like, I mean, the passive income that you even make from this, this is what rich people do. You use that money and you push it into another cash producing asset. You push it into dividend stocks. You kind of keep the loop going over and over. It's like I told you, I was trying to explain to a friend before the prospects of, and I gave them as simple as possible. I was like, let me not tell them about staking. The idea of trying to tell someone like what a blockchain is and then locking your coins into it would, make their mind spin. So I was going over dividends. And I said, if you have one dividend stock and it pays you, I gave them a round number, 10%, it costs $100 for the stock. You're getting, $10 from that stock for holding it. I said, if you have 10 of those, that's 1,000. You're making 100 from the passive income. And I said, now imagine you keep doing that all the time and you roll over those dividends to buy more of that stock and you keep it going. And eventually you and your partner are doing the exact same thing. You are pushing as much money as possible. Within 10, 15, 20 years, you've made such an enormous amount of money. And it's not even a nest egg. Like, that is an investment. And then at some point you pass them on to your kids and they keep it rolling as well. Like, this is how generational wealth is created. I say that you are early into the market, not to make you feel good or happy. It's to let you understand how early we are just now. Do you understand that? Coinbase just announced wrapped Doge and wrapped XRP. This is in the year 2041. It's not commonplace. This just launched. This isn't something that everyone's going to know about. Common day. What? Yeah, of course. Of course I have, wrapped Doge. This is just like we are at the point where they are just launching these protocols right now. This makes me want to buy. Listen. Woo. Okay. I'm gonna calm down because I can feel my blood pressure rising because I'm understanding what's happening and what's taking place. This is literally the future. So, right. This was also, so first of all, this was popular news, but not as popular as I assumed it was going to be. Because when the word XRP is in anything, there's like an avalanche of like websites talking about it, but maybe a lot of places just simply missed it. After this, I'm going to check out what the returns are because, that's just, I'd like some passive income. That's the Coinbase is wrapping coins. And remember what I told you. I am waiting. I told you earlier this year when Coinbase announces, because I assume it's in the works, when Coinbase announces Coinbase Bitcoin and wrapped Bitcoin and all this other stuff, and like they show, proper momentum and other people start like, this is going to be big. So yeah, let's move on. Also in, hold on, wait. Also, side note, thank you for also waiting. Whenever I say wait, I'm doing something either on my phone or like something on the desk has almost fallen, so I have to kind of stop it. In news that I think we were also supposed to care about, but this actually did make very popular news, but it almost has nothing to do with us. People believe a lot of times that there's like a trickle down or trickle off effect from news like this. Gemini, the cryptocurrency exchange and custodian launched by Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss, has confidentially filed for an initial public offering. Yes, my friends. Since the US SEC dropped about 15 different lawsuits, all these cryptocurrency companies are apparently, wink, starting to file so they can be listed on a stock exchange. Gemini is the current one. We heard that Kraken apparently is going to do the same. There were rumors about Binance doing it, but apparently I think Binance is, just choosing not to do so because they've had a pretty weird history with the US and the US SEC. There were rumors of Tether going, was it Tether? Ooh, maybe. No. The rumors for Tether were that they were going to be creating a new blockchain. I don't remember what it was. Anyway, the point of the matter is, since all these lawsuits have been dropped, a lot of cryptocurrency companies have basically been like, okay, cool, we're also going to go public. Once again, this makes popular news because people believe if these companies go public, then more people will know about crypto. If more people know about crypto in Wall Street, they'll go, hey, what's a Gemini? And then they'll buy some of their stock. And then the stock goes up and then they go, what else do they do? And then they'll go, Bitcoin, I love Bitcoin. It made me money in the stock market. And then they'll be more inclined to buy Bitcoin. It's a constant like knocking on a door, getting like, oh yeah, kind of, yeah. Imagine walking through like a long hallway, knocking on each neighbor's door to get like an ingredient for a cake that needs like 16 ingredients. And then at the very end, the belief is that by the time you get back home, you'll be able to make a cake. That's literally exactly what it is when it comes to these things. But it's also just like, it just kind of makes the companies richer. Crypto will do fine on its own. There might be a knock-on effect where more people figure out what this is and then get into it, but it doesn't usually end up that way. The initial public offering plans follows a series of positive regulatory developments for the company, according to CNBC. The filing follows the SEC's decision earlier this year to drop their investigation into Gemini without recommending enforcement action. That cleared a major regulatory hurdle for the company, which also settled a $5 million case with the Commodities Futures Trading Commission in January. It also coincides with strong Wall Street demand for digital assets, as evidenced by, Circle is also going public as well. I'm not going to even talk about that. There's so much stuff surrounding that. There are rumors that Ripple's trying to buy Circle and that Coinbase is trying to buy Circle, which makes no sense because Coinbase created Circle and the Circle stable. It just doesn't, there's a lot of, I truly do not care. So yes, the Gemini twins are apparently trying to go public. I would wish them luck. They're going to get it. It's going to happen. They're going to get richer. These people are already billionaires. Wishing a billionaire luck is like, because they're already wealthy, so they already have all the luck. So yeah, this is going to happen. I think a lot of different cryptocurrency companies are going to go public this year. Just makes a lot of sense, especially with the SEC smiling in everyone's faces. Why not go for it? So cool. Methinks that's going to do it for this video. I do hope that you have all enjoyed. I do hope that you all are having a great day. Morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all, every single one of you, once again for watching, listening, liking the video, commenting on the video, and supporting. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.